Ryan Gravenberch has moved from Bayern Munich to Liverpool for around about 35 million pounds. I was seeing an interview that Jurgen Klopp did after that signing was completed, and he is delighted to have signed the midfielder. He was talking about how he drives really well with the ball. He's got a good eye for a pass. He delivers the ball well. He says he's going to fit in well. He's a box-to-box threat. Is that the sort of player that completes the midfield for you, or are they still will they still be a bit short? That's all they seem to have looked at midfield. I
mean, he's about 6'2", for a midfielder, and he's not really got a particularly great goal record to suggest he's a box-to-box midfielder. I wouldn't say that. I'd say more defensively and probably stand out. He found it hard to get in the Bayern Munich team. Now, they're an elite team. So, Josh Kimmich is in there. You've got players of that quality that can play central midfield. And I'm always a bit suspicious of coming through the Ajax Academy, if I'm honest.
Why?
Well, because
everyone talks so glowingly of it.
Well, and they produce fantastic technical players. But I always feel a little bit, and maybe he's slightly different because of the size of him. He's a big lad. He's physically. But I've seen the likes of Klassen go to Everton, who felt a little bit lightweight. I think Donny van der Beek has proved a similar problem at Man United, where, technical, brilliant. They can all do the things that is expected at Ajax as a football club. Gravenberch, I don't quite know. I hope I'm wrong.
Is that then, forgive me then, because you're talking about the production in the Netherlands and it's all about technical ability, and we see that a lot with a lot of these players. Is there less emphasis on physicality then?
Well,
which, don't get me wrong, we like our technical players here as well, but there's a right mixture of technical and physicality here.
Well, there is some leagues that have higher demands, and I think Premier League is one of them. I was lucky enough to play against Edgar Davids and Seedorf, Clarence Seedorf, both of them technically brilliant, both of them, and also physical, could stand up, match, hold their own in midfield. And I don't think the Netherlands is producing that type of player. I think the last one that really stood out for me was Van Aldrum at his very best for Liverpool. I thought he was a player that midfield, he could mix it and he could play and he could chip in with goals. I think he's sort of the last one I can really make, sort of a standout in that position. I think they've produced a number of quite lightweight midfielders, and I've already mentioned Klassen, obviously, in that Donny van der Beek, and others where not quite. I hope I'm wrong because, like I said, at 6'2", you'd like to think he can look after himself. But he was left out and didn't really find. And Bayern Munich were shuffling the pack slightly a lot last year. And he didn't quite make their first team. And Liverpool have ended up paying double what Bayern paid for him from Ajax without really playing.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.